I'm here today with the iWowinFit P1 Power Sports watch. I'm going to open this up, and as we all know, the most boring review videos on the internet are unboxing videos. So I'm merely going to show you what's in the box, charge this bad boy up, and then wear it for a few weeks and come back with my review then. But it's the watch itself, a charging cable, an instruction book, and it looks like a little contact us sheet that will probably tell me how to download the app and install that on my phone. This is a good looking device out of the box. I'll go ahead and put it on my wrist here. Style, of course, is a personal preference. I think it looks pretty good on my wrist. I'm going to press the side button on the right side here, see if this thing has any juice whatsoever. It just vibrated, so it's coming on. So it does have some battery life in it out of the box. There's the display. And I'm going to put this guy on the charger. Magnetic charger will go this way. So let me get this guy fully charged, wear it for a few weeks, and come back with my full review. So I took the iWowinFit P1 with me for the first time kayaking today, and it did a very credible job. This thing actually records paddle strokes. I put it on my wrist with almost 0 steps, and by the end of my 7-mile paddling, it recorded over 6,000. So this is one of the few devices I've found that actually records paddle strokes as steps. And you see here, I recorded my kayaking as a running event, 7.3 miles. However, when I click on this to dig into the detail, it says 7.3 miles, but if I click at this on this top exercise here, 7.27, to get any sort of detailed mapping and whatnot, I get the map, and you'll see that at the very beginning when I started, I actually started right where the end point is also. I started it, and it took a little while for the GPS system to actually lock onto the satellites, and then it vibrated. So that's where you see on the left here the go. That's where the GPS actually started recording. You'll see it tracked me all the way up my local reservoir, around an island, and then back. Okay, there's an island there, trust me. And all the way back. 7.3 miles is very accurate. That's what it took. But if you look at the top line under the map, it's telling me it was only 4.52 miles. So I don't really understand what's going on there. It gives me heart rate data, tells me what zone I was in, warm up, fat burning, aerobic, etc. And it'll give me paces for the various miles. So I like that kind of analysis. But this discrepancy from the 7.27 to 4.52 miles is a little odd. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I figured out what's going on here. If I look at that running workout, I click on that to look at the detail view here. It recorded it properly as 7.27 miles. Now in a second, I'm going to click on that to expand it and go to the map view, where you can then zoom in on the actual route. But you see here it says 7.27 miles. Now, if you were to assume that that's actually kilometers and then convert it to miles, guess what happens? I'm going to click on this. You get that 4.52 miles. So what they've done is assumed that the first units were in kilometers and converted it to miles, which is weird because they labeled it miles, and I have this set to use imperial units, which is miles. So this is a bug in the app, and I've sent it into the company, so that'll give me a chance to see how they respond. So I reached out to iWowinFit technical support, sent in my bug report, showed them the previous screens with the mile to kilometer error that I just showed you. They responded within about 15 minutes and said, thank you, we'll pass it on to your engineers. And they said, oh, by the way, did you know there was an update to the app recently? So the app was updated on November 10th. Today is November 12th. So I went and updated the app, and now when I go into this 7.27 mile workout and look at it on the map, it does it correctly, 7.27 miles. So what this tells me is they have already seen this bug and they fixed it and sent out an update to this app. So that's a very, very good sign about this company and how they're paying attention and improving the user experience in the app. So I give them a lot of credit. I've found something that other people have obviously found and they've already addressed. So kudos to them. Okay, so I'm about 3 weeks into wearing the iWOW&FIT P1 smartwatch, and I really like it. It keeps track of steps very well, very accurate in my opinion. Like I said, it counts paddle strokes. It gives us a variety of options here. I'll come back to this screen in just a minute, but we'll go on. It is a smartwatch, so you can sync it with Bluetooth and get your messages sent directly to your phone just to see the subject line and know that some a message has come in. It's got a stopwatch, a timer, settings where you can change some watch faces, 12-hour or 24-hour time. You can adjust the brightness. Now what you're seeing here is actually this device on the lowest brightness setting, so it's actually quite a bright display. So I like that a lot. There are your options of changing the watch faces here. Let me get back to the one I like. Okay, there's the watch face I like. Oh, let's go back here. And we can go into the sport mode, and there's a variety of different sports, from running, cycling, fast walk, climbing, basketball, badminton. So you basically tell it what sport you're going to engage in so it can more accurately track that activity. I've used it on hikes. I haven't played soccer. Soccer's not my sport, but it's very intuitive menu system here. And if we go back to this health screen, you can do heart rate on demand, where you, and this will track this automatically too. You can tell it to automatically track, but anytime you want to, you can go in here and check your heart rate. It's got the ECG, or electrocardiogram, and to do that measurement, you basically put your fingers on the electrodes on the top and bottom, and it will make that measurement. And if you look down here for this fatigue, that is actually heart rate variability. And again, you hold the watch on the top and bottom where there are electrodes, and it will do your heart rate variability. Now, this is a little understood, little known parameter in your heart rate. The more stressed you are, the more fatigued, it'll force your heart rate into a more regular beat. The more relaxed you are, there'll be more variability. So the higher the heart rate variability, actually the more relaxed and recovered you are. So this simply gives you a number for heart rate variability. It gives you some indication of your fatigue level. The app is pretty straightforward, pretty basic, but you have a main screen where you can go and look at your activities. You can check out your GPS tracks. One thing I learned is when you start an activity on your watch, wait for it to vibrate, and that tells you to start the activity. It takes a few seconds to find the satellites, and that explains this little lag here. I started before it locked onto the satellite, so I actually launched my kayak from here, and this is where it started recording. So start your activity, wait for the watch to vibrate, and then it will say start your activity and then start if you don't want to miss a little bit at the beginning. But you know, that's a minor little quirk. Fatigue index, I talked about that. You can track your fatigue level over time. This is your heart rate variability. The higher the score, the better. Overall, I would give the iWOW&FIT P1 a very high rating. I like this watch. Negatives are the band is not replaceable, so you know, there's that. Personal preference again. The band is very comfortable. It lets air circulate, and here you see the sensors coming on, trying to take a measurement. The strap is a little bit long, but you know, I've got a girly wrist, so it might not be this way for everybody, but you can always just trim off the excess if you want to. I like it. It's been a solid performer for me. I would definitely recommend it. Now, iWOW&FIT has also launched a YouTube video of a new version of this watch that they call it the P1C, and they've launched that in what they call their domestic market, which is China. And what that P1C looks to be is a less sporty looking version of this device, and more of an everyday wearing a professional environment looking watch. I'll put a link to that at the bottom of this video. But you know, I've been very pleased with this watch. I like it. I love the heart rate variability. Again, to make that measurement, you have to hit this fatigue thing and then hold your fingers here for about 30 seconds. It's a little bit clunky. I wish it did that automatically when you sleep, because really that's when that heart rate variability measurement is going to be most insightful. So my bottom line on this watch is I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's a very good value for the money. Highly recommend it. I'm going to keep it in my arsenal. Like I said, when I've been out hiking and kayaking, I've been wearing this on my wrist. And I like it. It's waterproof, very comfortable. So I would definitely give it a thumbs up and recommend it. So until next time, this is Dave the Kayaker signing out, and I look forward to bringing you the next review on a smartwatch.